Hey guys, Akai tubed my tape today, this one. You will see in the next part how I restored it. It not just tubed, it also cut it off with the right capstan. And this is a known issue for all Akais. It happens when there is a plastic springs installed into the cover right here on the left and right side. Get loose over time and don't pull the tape into the proper position. So cover doesn't close completely. It stays like a couple millimeters open, and when you start playing, tape gets screwed in the pass and it gets rotated onto the right capstan, and that's where we have a problem. And in this case, it's not possible to open the cover. So what you do, you press and nothing happens. Your cover doesn't open. So how to remove tape in this case? You have to remove top cover here and do a couple things. First of all, rotate capstans into the reverse position, clockwise, right? So to release the tape here. And at the same time, rotate manually when its deck is off. Rotate manually, command gear motor to start opening the cover. And while you're doing that, cover will go like more and more and more. And like finally you can pull out the tape and pull out the like everything which has been rolled onto the capstan. So that's how it's possible to fix, because otherwise you wouldn't be able. You click open and it doesn't open because the tape is rolled on capstan and it wouldn't go out. Even if you apply force, it wouldn't. You can just break something. So, and then like you may see my next parts where you may see how to head treat these plastic springs to make sure that they will gain their force. Excuse me. And install everything back. This will require from you to remove the top cover, front panel here, and unscrew screws on the tape transport, pull tape transport out, remove the front cover completely, because on this model we have a tape stabilizer. We need to remove tape stabilizer to be able to get springs out. So you would be able to see this in my next parts. Now I'm like closing, I'm assembled everything. It works now, but please make some time to see my next part, so you would know how to fix this kind of issues with Akai. And I had the same issue with Akai F31. I fixed it the same way. It did work perfectly after that. So that's probably it. I will make a longer video with all parts combined, so you would be able to see everything tonight. Thank you. See you soon. Bye-bye. Hey guys, so here I disassembled my Akai 9100 TV. So the reason not all tapes are pulled up completely into the position. So the reason for that is these small parts which are installed inside the cassette holder. So those are springs which push cassette into proper position so it can get back into the place. As you see, over time they are like don't push enough. So what I will be doing, I will be heating these springs and open them up a little bit, then cool them down, and then when we'll install them back, they will be pushing cassette proper in place in the cassette holder, and it should make sure that all cassettes will be pulled back properly behind these springs and sensors. So let me do that. I will show you how these small guys will look after I will heat treat them, and then assemble, and then we will check everything. Okay guys, so I just completed heat treat these springs with heat gun, and as you see, those are now looks more open, like almost twice more open than before, and they will hold its position, you see. So they will be pushing tape in the proper position better. So I will assemble them back here where they belong to. So give me a second, I will adjust my tripod so you will be able to see how I will assemble it. So they go back like that. So you see, so there is a pin. So what I will do, I will squeeze them and put on the pin, like that. Same for the next one. You see, now they are pushed much better, right here. And the other side. One. Oops, wrong position. Okay, done. See, so this is right there. On my previous Akai F31, it did help. So with this guy, it was working, and over time it gets worse and worse. So I just decided to have it fixed. Now installing the cassette stabilizer. Oops. Okay, let me do that. It's a little bit tricky. Okay, one side, other side. Okay. What I will do, I will squeeze it a little bit. Okay, cassette stabilizer assembled. Now it sits tight. And now I can install this cassette holder back. Okay, I need more space for that. I will assemble and show you how everything works. Okay, now I have assembled the door and cassette holder, so and it works like that, fully closed. Okay, all in all about half an hour if you know what you're doing. So thank you, let me know if it helps you. Hey guys, I decided you may be interested, so I'm just disassembling the tape which got stuck in Akai when it didn't properly close the cover, and I may show you how I'm going to fix. You see the tape has been cut, so I will actually remove this pin which holds this tape here. Next thing, so I will have to remove the tape which got jammed. It's a couple turns like that. Okay. Next we have to get the steel jammed and more jammed. That's how it behaves. However, with these tapes, we still can fix the tape and still use it because it has screws. As you see, we can easily disassemble it. Now, let me see if I can use something to cut the tape. I will have to go to get scissors. Let me see if this will work. Yeah, it did. Okay. There's maybe 10 to 15 seconds so the tape has been cut. Now I have to install the tape into the reel and keep it positioned. So I should keep it like that. Get into the reel. Okay. And install the pin here. Let me see. Fortunately, when I have the phone in front of me, I cannot see well what I'm doing. Okay, my goal is to install this pin back at the same time as the tape right in there. Sorry, may have couple attempts. Come on. Okay. Just cut off the unnecessary piece of the tape. I believe we're almost there. Let me see. If I will repeat, probably. I like to have it more even. Let's try again. Let's put it like that. And click it right here. Okay, it's better now. It holds. So now let's pull it back. Okay, and install the tape into its position. And turn the reel. Okay, almost. Okay, installed, you see? So that's the proper position for the tape. Now we can close the cover. You see there is a thin film on this side, which is helps tape to slip on the plastic. Okay, let me see. Carefully installing it back. Done. And now we have to fix the screws. Okay, this one. Next one. And I would be able to use this tape as a test tape because it's still very nice TDKSA. Here we go. This one done. Okay, maybe if you get the idea, I have a call I have to accept. I will show you how tape perform a little bit later. Thank you, bye-bye. Okay, so that's the tape we just assembled. You see it doesn't have a leader tape. Let's install it into the deck. Okay, it closes, opens. No more issues with this tape. It works. Fast forward, rewind. Okay, see it didn't pull out, so everything works. Sound plays. I assemble the tape transport back, install the zip ties, and on the bottom side as well. So I hope this would be it. I will play a little bit more to see if it's records fine now, like everything is fine, and we'll close this deck. I did a little bit of tuning yesterday after listening to Dragon tapes recorded on Dragon, listening to them on Akai. I adjusted a little bit chrome metal 70 microsecond frequency response to flatten it up a little bit. Now it plays much better Dragon tapes. However, what I learned, if I do recording on this deck, okay, you see, heads work, everything is fine. Bias works for chrome tape, level works, okay, fine. So that's the resolution of this Akai deck is higher even than the Dragon. So on the high frequencies, there are more details recorded by this Akai than by the Dragon. Dragon does phenomenal work, but this guy is something. So really, I can tell you a story. So with this 9100, Akai was working on the DC amplifier. And like the first generation, they had a DC amplifier. Akai 95 had integrated ETH amplifier, and 9100 had discrete built on transistors. And then they did EX version. I had Akai 9100. And it was perfect, except there was not enough bass. So like that means like I'm listening no equalizer, like direct sound, and that was the point for me. That's why I sold it. But if you have like adjustment on your like amplifier, so there is no problem at all. It does perfect work. Then like they did EX. EX was improved version. And finally, they did EV. And EV is very specific. So what they did, they put special spring into the right reel, which mitigates the tension, like minor jumps between roller and between the tape. So those two parts are not fixed, they are sits on the spring. You may see my other video where I showing that. Then they put a discrete head when we can adjust separately record azimuth and playback azimuth. And it does very well, this. But that was not the all improvements. So the biggest improvement was playback amplifier. In this EV series, they made playback amplifier using balanced input. It's the same like principles as with the microphone which use it on the scene. Like when like singers sing and there is a wire goes. I know that today everything is wireless, but before there was wires, And like when there are different cables, like for like quite a big longs, they collect lots of different noise from like power supply cables, from atmospheric, like, and all other kind of noises due to the lungs. And that was the problem. That's where they did balanced input when like we have not 2 but 3 wires for one circuit. And that's where we have current plus, current minus, and the ground. And like when there is like a different noise comes to the wire itself, it subtracts because we have a positive and negative current flowing through the wire, and they subtract because they are all like noise applies in the opposite directions. So that means that it has 3 times more parts in the playback amplifier than usual. They have to have amplifier for the positive, for the negative wire, and then subtracting amplifier, which will finally give us the recorded signal. And in this EV series, it's made on discrete elements. So there are just an enormous bunch of transistors in the amplifier here. You may see yourself how many parts. And in 95 MK2, they have integrated is right here, not transistors. That's the biggest difference. And record amplifier is fully discrete and DC version again, so there is no capacitors when sound goes through. It's more complicated because we need to keep an eye all the time on the 0 levels after each amplifier in cascade, like to make sure that it will not drift too high. So like here is a tune for the shoulders. So there is 2 transistors and like there is 2 more. And there is form a shoulder. So when we balance between left and right shoulder to make sure that we will get close to 0 results. So there is just millivolts on the output of the initial cascades, and it gets eliminated on the next circuit. And additionally, in EV series, they did a true Dolby bypass. So we have rather signal going through Dolby when we use BC, or it goes through these wires, through the switch, and then there are additional amplifier which amplifies signal to the necessary level in place of Dolby chips. So this deck can provide the thinnest and closest like to the original, like without capacitors sound. And additionally, this deck has a great improvement in the bass range, so that's why I like it. And tape transport, I told you before, it's unique, I believe. So Akai did made it and use it for lots of years. The main unique point that it's almost touches tape. You see, when we close it, it has go up, and it's ready. So it's kind of in the pause mode all the time. Playback, just pinch rollers go up. Oops, stop. Playback, stop. You see, and only when we use fast forward or rewind, the heads go down. You see? That's why when we start recording or playback, so it's quite easy for this tape transport to stabilize azimuth, tape, and like it takes less time to get to the working parameters. And you see the heads. So that's why I keep this deck for like I believe like 8 months now, 7, 8, whenever. Even like if I have other decks which record better, this one records very well, but the sound is so light that after listening years for decks with capacitors, I feel like the sound a little bit empty for me. You can, I have read comments under my videos that sound is empty. Yeah, I can feel so, but it's a true sound. So there are no capacitors, no bolt, nothing like exceptional. So okay, it was a long video, but I hope you enjoy it. Let me know your thoughts. You've seen we just fix it the tape position, so it will close all the time. You see stabilizer works and pushes the tape. So see when we open, stabilizer will open. We have like a significant opening here. So that's how it pushes the tape like that when tape is in. So you see, it pushes with the spring, and spring sits here. Okay, thanks for your time. See you in my next videos. Bye bye.